it's time to talk a little more about coffee, our national obsession. Now you may know, especially if you live in a hard water area, that you need to regularly clean your coffee maker or otherwise lime and calcium will build up and it won't work as well. You may or may not know that according to the National Sanitation Foundation, who have done extensive testing since 1944, you have a 50% chance of having mold and yeast in the reservoir of your coffee maker. And you have a 10% chance of having bacteria. Most of us don't clean it out enough. Well, if you go ahead and clean it out very regularly, you won't have a problem. But if you don't want to do that, maybe you should just think about the alternative methods of doing it. Now, for one thing, if you decide you want to do cold brew coffee, the basket and the carafe of the coffee maker are easily cleaned. You can throw them in the dishwasher or just wash them out. And that's not a problem when it's regularly cleaned. It's all the pipes and the little crevices down here. So if you don't use the coffee reservoir, if you only use this, make your cold brew coffee, put a filter in here, pour the coffee through there, and then heat it up if you like it hot or eat it cold. You can use this as the perfect filtration system for your cold brew coffee. Or you could try the pour-over coffee, where you pour through a filter into whether it's a cup, a mug, a pitcher, or an insulated carafe. Those are all good solutions. You don't have a problem because you're starting out with fresh, clean water in a fresh, clean container. Or you could make it by brewing it in a jar. I take 2 measures of coffee and add the water. I'll cover this and put this in the refrigerator, and that's my cold brew coffee. Or for my husband, I'll start with warm water, just bring it up to a boil in the microwave, and then cover it and put it in the refrigerator overnight. So you can make the strength of coffee you want by just putting the coffee into the grounds and then filtering it. It all depends on how hot the water is, how long it's been hot, or if it's completely cold. You can get a whole different blend of coffees that way. But now I'm going to talk about the filtration system, because you can buy these permanent mesh coffee filters. You don't even have to have the fiber coffee filter. You just clean them out and use them over and over again. You can also use just the fiber, the same coffee filter you'd use in your coffee maker, which I'm going to use here, or you could use a combination where you have a mesh filter and then a fiber filter. And why would you want to do that? Well, it's a matter of speed of making the coffee and the speed of cleanup. If you use nothing but the coffee filter, all you have to do is pick it up and throw it away, just like you do in the coffee maker. With these, you would have to clean these out. But while this one will make a cup of coffee in about 30 seconds and you're ready to drink, this will take about a minute, and this will take about 2 minutes. So to prove this to you, we're going to have the great coffee race right now. I have them set up with the mesh filter, the combination, or the fiber. Now, since this one's so fast, and I only have 2 arms, he's going to give the other 2 a head start. So here we go. Okay, now I can finish this one up while I do this one. And you will see, it goes through this one very fast, this one not as fast, and this one not at all as fast. The fact is that the paper fiber filter has pores in it, and the coffee will fill up those pores and it will slow the process of filtration. Now with this one, the mesh filter is first of all taking out a lot of the big granules. There's not as many particles to get caught in the fiber filter, so that will go faster. And this one, without the fiber filter, is the fastest of all. It's completely through there. And you'd be, if it was hot when you poured it in, you're ready to have your coffee right away. No waiting. But it does have a disadvantage in that there are very small pieces of coffee that go right through this filter. Many people who use French press coffee understand what that is, and it doesn't really bother them. It's such a fine, almost powder, that I'm going to speed this up a little bit by the last tablespoon is always the slowest. And even if the coffee is hot, the ends of the filter will not be. And you can take it and you can squeeze out the last little coffee gently. That one I wasn't holding enough. But anyway. But what I want to show you is what's left after. Well, this will absorb the rest of the moisture. So the moisture will wick right onto the napkin. And then you'll see what's left over. So all that fine particle matter would be in your cup when you drink it. And as I said, some people, it doesn't bother them at all. It's so fine that they don't mind a little residue in the bottom of your cup. But if you filter all of it, you're not going to get. So if you're used to the filtered coffee, you might like to stick with the straight filtered coffee. And this time I'm going to get the last little bit and hold all the edges correctly. And slowly, that's really important, slowly squeeze out the last bit. I swear that last tablespoon takes 15 minutes sometimes. So, whether you would want to use a permanent filter because it costs the least but it's the most to clean up, or the combination because it's a little bit faster than the filter, or the filter because it's the easiest to clean up. If you don't want a lot of equipment and a lot of stuff in your kitchen, all you need is a microwave-proof container, some coffee, and some form of filter, and you make your coffee without any fuss or muss. Oh, I do love my coffee.